firearms will be an absolute last resort. That's why we have a BB gun for at least small little animals.
Welcome to Red's Homestead!
Good morning, one and all, and welcome back to Red's Homestead. So last night, we actually had a startling discovery. We found our first predator on camera last night. We saw a coyote roaming around our whole area. At first, it was just walking around, but when it got to all of our motion lights that we have set up, it started darting all over the place. So I'm going to go over a little bit about kind of how we're going to set up our security a little bit for our animals, because we quite literally raise the prey of nature. So all of our animals are quite easily ready to be eaten if we don't protect them. So first we'll talk about the racking house. The racking house, it's a fully enclosed building, so not too concerned about animals getting in here. Not only is it walls on both sides, we've got the wall with the window on this side, and then on this side fully enclosed wall, so nothing's gonna break in through there. But then you have the two exposures on the back and in front of me. And those could be susceptible to a coyote, but we did a few things to make sure that doesn't happen. So the first step is we have the 10-inch boards along each side, and that keeps anything from obviously getting in through the bottom. But it was originally made like that high to do the deep bedding so that we can get higher and higher and then keep everything in. But it also doubles as a little security from anything on the ground trying to dig or claw their way through the actual wiring. But you also have the wiring itself. We reinforced it with hardware cloth along the first 2 feet, just a 2-foot roll that we unrolled along the bottoms. So it's not just the weaker poultry wire, it's that really hard hardware cloth that a coyote can't rip open. Big reason why we need to make sure that this place is nice and fortified. This one definitely got to protect because this is the rabbits. This is nature's prey right here, especially for the coyotes. This is like their number one meat source.
I gotta go see if that chicken's still in the barn.
It is.
Okay.
But we also have to protect the babies, which are doing wonderfully. Mama still doing a wonderful job. And I need to, hey, that's mine. I need to collect that and give it to my worms. All right, I've got to get this done quicker before they eat all my rabbit poop that I need to use. I got to get this poop before they do. Things growing up that I never thought I'd be doing when I was older is collecting rabbit poop under a rabbit to feed my worms. Oh, my poop. My poop. Preferably, I like it to be just all rabbit poop. If I had that poop collection system set up, it'd be a lot cleaner and easier for my rabbits, but a little pine shavings isn't gonna hurt them anything. So we came to check out Miss Broody Hen, which is another concern of ours, with the coyote running around. We have baby chicks. Let's take a closer look. Miss Red, you have a couple chicks. You hatched some babies.
Let's give you a couple of feeding her.
Yeah. Which is, it's a bad morning because it's in the 40s, but I only see 2.
Maybe the ones I checked were bad, but
Yeah, because we did
I didn't check all of them. I know.
I'll leave you be, Missy.
Just gotta get you some water and food for your babies.
Jeez. Smorgasbord.
Look how cute your little babies are.
So out of the 15 in original, looks like she hatched 2. Yeah, we're gonna hope for the best, I guess, for them. But again, this is not our chicken. This just happens to be in our barn for the last 22 days. So I guess I did see her on the first day, because I think today is day 22 since the first time I saw her going broody in this area over here. And it's an average of 21 days for chicks, so I guess we saw her day 1. Hopefully they survive.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll see. I wouldn't mind having some free ranging. I mean, we already have some free ranging chickens from the neighbor over here, but ones that were born here would be kind of cool.
I don't know. I'm curious. If they do survive, does she take them back?
Yeah, is she going to take them back to the property?
That would be the smart thing.
Yeah, it would be. So if we look over here, way over there, kind of a little bit, I don't know, 10 yards past the tree line, that's where the neighbor's property fence is. And that's where we always go, where the Great Pyrenees are. And he's got a handful of them, and coyotes aren't going to go in there. But they will come here, obviously. And then also, speaking on security, especially for these rabbit tractors, we've got the Fort Knox of rabbit tractors right here that the coyote can't dig into it. If he did, he'd have to go a very long way in there. And then he would have to, at that point, the rabbits would go inside the cubby hole more than likely, and then he couldn't get in there, regardless of how much he tried. That is not your Fort Knox. But one thing we're going to definitely add, if you saw in the security footage, the coyote did not like the light at all. When our motion sensor lights came on, it sprang away. So we are going to line up a couple motion sensor lights on each corner on this. So when we do leave it here at night, if anything comes close, it's going to brighten up, and then they're going to run off, more than likely. So I decided to change to these little clips right here for the tomatoes, just because they hold up better. You just place the little string right here in the middle, you bend it, it clamps down on the string, and then around the stalk, the stem. So it just works a lot better. And these are only like a penny or two a piece, like a penny and a half. You get 200 for under $10. Yeah, this is worth it. And also the peppers had finally grown up enough that I was able to put the straw all along the bottom with the rabbit poop inside. So that bed's gonna start flourishing soon now, as long as the temperature can get up a little bit more in the mornings. It's been dropping to the mid 40s, and that kind of stunts the growth of the peppers and the tomatoes, but eventually they'll kick up. So I was putting this off, but that crazy windstorm did a number on my greenhouse. I don't know if you can tell, but it is definitely leaning this way, and I've got to straighten it out. One of the reasons why it's leaning is because the wind pretty much picked it up entirely, and what I had buried there is no longer buried, so I got to fix that. Now, back to security is the electric fences. Those are not foolproof, I mean, it'll stop a possum from getting in, but a coyote, if it really wanted to, it can clear those. We have two different ones. We have a 4-foot that covers the chicken's run that goes around that, but we also have the 3-foot one that we did for the meat chickens. We didn't go as high because we didn't expect them to really fly, but it's just one extra deterrent that's used, because the one that we have up here is hitting at 11,000 volts, and that'll stop any kind of canine in their tracks. Now for aerial predators, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do from hawks other than giving your run as much cover as you can. When we run the chickens outside, we try to have the chickshaw, A, is cover from aerial predators, and B, the chickshaw will be placed somewhere near a tree of some sort, hopefully, that it won't completely stop a hawk from coming, but it might be at least small deterrent. And then we have things like reflectors that we put inside the chicken run, the CDs, anything that twinkles light, supposedly is supposed to deter them from dive bombing because they don't know what it is. I would love to set up some kind of measures for the chicken in the barn that went broody and has now hatched 6 chicks, but not being my chickens, I don't want to enclose them in an area that is not really technically their home. Now, for all I know, they've made it their home and they're going to be on our property from now on, but you know, it's not their flock. Their flock is back across the fence. So I just think it's wrong to stop them from being able to go back. Even if we provide them food or water, that's not how the mama grew up, and it's probably not how she's going to teach her chicks to survive. So it's kind of a conundrum because I want them to live, so protecting them, I want to protect them, but the mom could get out of an enclosure that we build without a top to it, but the chicks wouldn't be able to, so it kind of defeats the purpose of the mom's teachings. So burying it allowed me to kind of straighten it up a little bit, retie the zip ties that I have in the corner there, because the rope that I had tied to the rebarb broke. And even worse is down here, there used to be a plastic Velcro strip attaching this rebarb to this door, and that kept it from really swaying, but now the door can do whatever it wants. So I'm probably gonna do this tomorrow because it is extremely hot in here right now. But I'm gonna cut a hole in that plastic, use duct tape to secure the hole so that I can reattach it to that rebarb. Kind of a side note. So we have our little bird feeder right there. We weren't filling it up with the hummingbird feeder or the birdseed feeder because the whole bird flu, who knows what was going on. But we went ahead and filled it up, put a little table underneath it so whatever the birds drop, the squirrels get right there. And hopefully that keeps them out of the garden. So far, I think they're the ones that got to my corn, which is way on the other side. But I haven't had any digging, sorry for the sun, haven't had any digging in that garden yet since we filled the bird seed up. Pretty sure that's the cat we've been seeing in our videos at night. There's another thing for security. If that cat wants to eat a chick, it can. Now I want to go check on the chicks.
Oh, they're dead.
Oh, a friend came and joined her, huh? She's like, hey, you had some babies?
one's next?
Is she bugging you?
There's one. There's two here. Oh, one's leaving.
I think she was bugging her. What do you think? Yeah. Did you tuck away all your chicks? You sure did. Protecting them. Good
She
job.
might be sleeping.